Good morning. Excuse me. Took a minute for the video to get going. So good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, Christmas Eve, a week from today. How the hell did that happen? So why do we keep doing all this stuff? Why do we keep stuffing all this stuff into our head? You know, one of the things that we don't talk about when you're doing personal development studies is nobody just comes out and says, look, life isn't easy. And it's not. It's not easy. If you want to, Les Brown has a great line. He says, if you do the things that are easy, your life's going to be hard. But if you do the things that are hard, your life is going to be easy. And he's right. If you discipline yourself and you save money and you exercise and you eat properly, then your life is going to be easy because you're going to have financial freedom. You're going to have live at the weight that you want. You're going to have the health that you want. So if we do the things that are easy, our life is going to be hard. If we do the things that are hard, our life is going to be easy. The question is, how do we get ourselves to do those things that are hard? The first thing is to know that it's not the easiest thing in the world. So don't get upset when it doesn't go perfectly, because it's not gonna. You know, Winston Churchill said that courage is the ability to go from disappointment to disappointment without losing enthusiasm. So the reason that we continue to stuff ourselves full of this stuff is because this is what we need in order to drive ourselves to the next situation, the next destination. At the end of the day, the thing that you always need to work on is yourself. And people that are significantly successful, they spend the most time working on themselves. You know, I've seen multimillionaires give testimonials to like crew and stuff when I'm at these events. And they'll say that your first, they say large amount of money because they have larger amounts of money. But they'll say when you start making money, at a minimum, your first $100,000 needs to be invested in you. And they talk about all of the different things that they do every year to better themselves. Not just read, which they all read, they all listen to tapes, they all look at videos. But they go to, they don't go to one seminar and then they're done. They go to seminar after seminar after seminar. They hire coaches. They read the books. They watch the videos, and then they go do other things. They go do retreats, and they go do fasts, and they go do all of this stuff in order to better themselves. You know, I think a lot of times we have this tendency to think, well, I'm going to go around and fix everybody else, but we don't fix ourselves. You know, and what are we doing when we do that? We're distracting ourselves. You remember the story that I did about the dabbler, the expert, and the master? The dabbler is the person that starts new things all the time, because when you start something new, you accelerate really quickly. It's very exciting. You get better at it really fast. And there's this rush because as soon as you start it, you get really good. But then you plateau. And the dabbler, once they plateau, will quit and then move on to something else. And the thing that we got to watch ourselves with is as we start to improve ourselves every day, it's easy to go get distracted. It's easy to go say, I'm going to go, I have to go do this and I have to go do that. Time is always the thing that we never have enough of. Well, I'll do that when I get the time. So remember that we got to do the things that are hard in order to make our life easy. And we got to work on ourselves first. And the reason that we say in the personal development land, focus on yourself right at the first part of the day, because that's the best time to hit your brain with all this information and to tell it, this is where I'm going every day. And remember, you've got to take those little steps every day. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you stay in great shape for the rest of your life? You eat healthy every day, you exercise every day. Are you going to be perfect? No, you shouldn't be perfect. That's too much if you're perfect, because that's not going to happen. you want to understand that there's going to be days where it doesn't happen or it doesn't work out. But the people that manage their weight, their health, their finances, they have very high standards and they have very specific rules. Those rules can vary dramatically. Somebody who stays in shape, for some of them, it's, that I lift weights this much time. For some of them, it's I run this much time. But they all have very specific rules that they live by and do not deviate from. Think about an area of your life that you're very successful in. Everybody's got it. What's an area that you're great at? Maybe it's finances. Maybe it's your health. Maybe you're a great parent. Maybe you're a great spouse, great at your job, great at cooking, whatever. Think about something that you're great at. And when you think about that particular area, what are your standards in that area? When you decide that you're going to do something in that area, what's your standards? Do you decide, I'll do whatever? Or when you start out to do it, do you say, I'm going to do at this level? If it's cooking, when I get done with this meal, it's going to be fantastic. And then when you do it, you follow specific rules. You don't deviate from your standards. If it's cooking and you pull out a piece of garlic and it's not good, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the store and get a new piece of garlic. If you don't have an ingredient, are you just going to say, well, we're just going to let it go? No. You either figure out an alternative that'll work, or you go to the store and you go get that ingredient. Because if you don't do it just right, it's not going to turn out. If you're baking that cake, you can't miss anything and have that cake work out. If you cooked a fantastic Thanksgiving meal, you did it with high standards and with specific rules. Apply that same approach to an area of your life where you're not getting the result that you want, and you will. If you're great at cooking, but you're not great at managing your weight, apply those same standards and those same rules. People that are good at managing their weight have picked a weight, and this is universal. They've picked a weight that they're going to stay at, and they do not deviate hardly at all from that weight. Go find somebody that's managed their weight for a good portion of their life and say, how much do you weigh? They can tell you. And then they'll tell you, I weigh myself every whatever, once a week or whatever. And if I deviate more than X, then there's no chips, there's no sweets, there's no whatever until I get back to that standard. People that are great at managing their finances, they pay themselves first no matter what. They absolutely pay themselves first, and they invest and they pay attention to their investments. Money requires attention. So does success. The areas that you're going to be successful at, you have to pay attention to them. You can't just hope that they work out. You have to approach them with high standards, with serious rules. That's why we feed ourselves with all this stuff. And be careful of falling into the trap of getting distracted. Because that's easy to do. This is kind of fun, isn't it? That's easy to do. Where you're working on something that you need to be working on, also it's, I need to go over here and I need to do this. Finish. Then go over there and do that. Time is the one resource that we all have the same amount of. Courage, the ability to go from disappointment to disappointment without losing enthusiasm. Winston Churchill was a very smart guy. Focus on yourself, work on yourself first, and approach things with high standards. Don't be a dabbler. Pick what it is that you're going to work on and focus on it and work on it. And remember, you should only be working on a couple of things in a given year. Remember what my life coach's idea was? Gabriel Patrick is his name, and I love this approach. He works on 3 things every year. He picks 3 things, saying, these are the 3 things that I'm going to accomplish this year. He's got his regular routine that he does with his health and eating and all of that, but then he's got 3 things he's going to work on each year, and then each month he focuses on one of those things. So for this month, I'm focused on this thing. For the next month, I'm focused on this thing. And what he finds is typically by 6 months, he's accomplished those 3 things. But he focuses on them. Focus is power. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Lots of people on here. Great to see you. Can't believe it's Christmas Eve in a week. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.